If you're like me, you've been a big fan of all the new Greek mythology love Dungeons & Dragons has been getting lately, especially Mythic Odysseys of Theros. So the DM's Guild Adepts recently created a new module called Encounters in Theros. This has over 70 short encounters with a variety of different environments and a whole bunch of story-driven content to build out your Theros game or any Mythic-style game. And it's already a best Electrum seller. So if you want to see what all those encounters are about, stay tuned.
Chariot race, go!
Let's jump over to the DM's Guild where we can go ahead and take a look at encounters in Theros. I will say up front, I was provided this for review purposes. I wasn't paid to do this review. I was just sent it in case I wanted to review it. And given the fact that Theros is kind of on everybody's mind at the moment, it made sense to me. You can see that it is normally $7.95, but it is 25% off as part of the Christmas in July initiative. It is only have 4 ratings, but 4.5 stars, and it's a best Electrum seller. I'll say it again, folks. If you buy something on the DM's Guild, please go ahead and review it. Even if you don't like it, let the people know, because they can go in and automatically update this, and like they can put in changes and fixes if you find typos or things you don't like. They can update it and then push a notification to everybody that says, hey, we've updated it. And they can even put like little notes on it to tell you what the update is. So again, if you don't like it, let them know. But basically what it is 70 different encounters for Theros. You could use this again in any game, but I'm going to show you. So what I decided to do is I don't want to go through all of it because 1, we'd be here for hours. But 2, I did want to take note to say, look who's involved. You can see this little logo means it's DM Guild's Adept. But if you take a look, we have Stacey Allen, MT Black, Celeste Conowitch, James Haig, James Intricasso, Ashley Michaela Lawson, I'm not too familiar with, as with Rich, but Jenny Loveday, I recognize, Hannah Rose, Ashley Warren, a lot of big names tied to this product. And it's interesting to me because when you read the names of some of the encounters, and maybe this is just because I know Celeste so well, and I could be wrong, but I feel like I could tell which ones were designed by her. But there's some really high quality punny names for these, and I love them. So you can see here that we have 4 different chapters covering 4 different types of encounters: city, wilderness, mountain, and watery. We have 1 singular player handout for one of the different encounters, and a couple creature stat blocks. Just for convenience, nothing new. Guys, I'm going to say it again. And I'm going to bring it back in to say it again. If you release a PDF on the DM's Guild, why don't you have chapters and bookmarks? This is like the simplest thing that people are doing in homebrew content, and people who aren't big names who've worked on official Wizards products and recognized as DM Guild Adepts understand. How do I go over here and I don't have a bookmark where if I say, hey, I want to jump to chapter 2 wilderness encounters, you know what? I don't even have a table of contents with a number. I can see that chapter 2 exists, and then I have to scroll all the way through the document to find chapter 2. It takes literally, like, I could do this, right? Let's go over here. Can I add a bookmark to this? I don't know if I can because it's not mine. Can we add a bookmark? We can't because it's not my document. But basically, all I'd have to do here is say bookmark, and then that's it. And I would just add a bookmark that I could jump back to. Can I do it? Maybe I can. Okay, I thought I could, but it looks like I can't. I was hoping that I could to show you how easy it is. But I don't have a full version of Adobe, so that might be why on this computer. But anyway, you just hit add bookmark, and then anybody can quick reference this and any other pages. It's the simple basic things. Regardless, moving on. And then it talks a little bit about how to run encounters. Here's a random encounter, how to do that. It says they help with game pacing, making players feel genuine effort is involved when they move throughout potentially dangerous areas. It's also fun to provide opportunities for you to improvise and often blossom into ongoing campaign elements. When traveling through Theros, roll a d20 for every 8 hours they spend traveling or resting to see if a random encounter occurs. On a roll of a 12 or higher, choose the appropriate encounter table and roll and choose an encounter from it. You can change the number of encounters to the character's experience as you see fit. So I was going to, and it may kind of break this, but the thought process is I'm going to give you basically an encounter from one of each of the locations, right? So we have city, wilderness, mountain, and water, and we'll give you one of each. So I want to take a look at it, and you can see there's some pretty interesting ones. So we have the city encounters. We have some interesting looking ones. One's called Deus Ex Machina. We have Love is a Battlefield. So we've got some classic, some 80s lovers here. Sing O Muse, The Statue, Two Went Out, and so on. So I think we're going to do Love is a Battlefield, right? Because I want to say that's Pat Benatar, but that's probably wrong. But see, here I am scrolling through because I can't just click to jump to it. So the characters cross path with Aranis, I'm going to guess, neutral male human commoner, praying loudly in the streets for Heliod to send him heroes to help his love. If he notices the characters, he throws himself at their feet, begging for help. He claims he had an argument with his true love, a golden-haired female gladiator named Delica, after foolishly losing all her hard-earned money in dice games. Oh, dude, bad move. Jilted, Aronis tearfully claims Delica broke up with him and then stormed off to the arena to go let off some steam. He wants the characters to go to the arena and apologize on his behalf. That never works, dude. What are you doing? The only problem is she refuses to meet anyone except in the battle arena. He offers them his most prized possession if they refuse, a potion of aqueous form. The characters enter the arena to face Delica, roll a d4 to determine Delica's statistics and her reaction. So I like this because even if you were to play this multiple times with multiple people, and that's kind of a thing you'll see throughout, there are multiple ways to run each encounter. So you roll the 4 stats. Okay, so determine her statistics. In all cases, Delica begins by trying to battle the players. If they want to talk to her, they must fight while doing so. 1, she's a lawful neutral female human gladiator. A DC 17 persuasion check as an action convinces her to cease combat and take him back. Delica is the name of a fleece-maned lion. This is an actual lion creature that eats people alive in the arena for entertainment. After stealing coins from a temple of Phoenix, Aronis was cursed by the deity to fall in love with a lion. The gambling and subsequent argument are all in his head. Again, 2 drastically different things, and we still have 2 more to go. She is a female Gorgon, not Gorgon like as in like a Greek mythology Gorgon. Use the Medusa variant in Chapter 6 of Mythic Odysseys of Theros. Devotee of Phoenix, who casts the disguised self, who can cast it at will. She broke up with Aranis after he proved worthless and now looks for rich heroes to scam. She's a female human and secretly an oracle. She has foreseen her death at the hands of the criminals Aranis owes money to. If the characters agree to find the criminals and prevent them from harming her, she'll forgive him, provided he promises to change, and she has seen that he will change. So that's very cool. Plus, Love is a Battlefield, which I'm going to look it up right now because it's going to drive me crazy. Because I thought it was Pat Benatar, but it is. It is Pat Benatar. All right, so I was right. All right, let's move on. We're going to keep going, and I'll have to scroll through to get to the second one because we don't have chapters and bookmarks here. All right, so wilderness encounters. All right, so we have a couple of interesting ones here. We have My Brother's Reaper. Interesting. Paid in Bull. Again, a lot of pun names here. We have They Might Be Giants. Get some more band stuff here. We also have one that's just flat out called Too Many Heads, which I also like. So we're actually going to do They Might Be Giants because I thought that was good. And it's actually right next to Too Many Heads in the scheme of this. So let's go take a look. Scroll, 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 scroll. All right. This one's significantly shorter. They Might Be Giants. The characters are staying in a small town when it comes under attack by 1d4 giant goats. With these taken care of, the town elders ask the characters to find out where the goats came from. Following their tracks leads them to a grim forest with a very large game trail. As the characters follow the game trail, they're attacked by 2 giant hyenas, and later on by a giant elk. They eventually reach an area where all the flowers and trees are also gigantic. This is a very cool thematic thing, and I like it. Built into one of the great trees is a simple home, the residence of Chloros the Archdruid. She's been experimenting with a powerful new growth potion, but didn't realize some of her test subjects had escaped the forest. She promises to put measures in place to ensure it doesn't happen again. A nice, simple little encounter. Then we also have Too Many Heads right here, another one with a variety of options. They are traveling through the wilderness. After foiling the schemes of a god or their devout followers, they hear the angered god's voice whisper or shout to the wind as appropriate. No mortal shall foil my schemes and live to brag about it. Your heads are far too large for your tiny bodies. So I've sent a monstrous servant with more than one head to make you pay. And then you roll a d8 and something happens. And you can see you could choose it, but it's an Amphisbaena, two-headed Cerberus, Underworld Cerberus, which is 3 heads, a Gorgon, use the Medusa variant, a Chimera, a Theron Chimera, a Hydra, or an Iron Scale Hydra, all over the spectrum of different too many-headed creatures. Then we have the mountain encounters. So if we take a look through here, we have Broken Heart, H-A-R-T, like the kind of stag-type creature. We have Potions 7. All right. We have Swine and Wine. What's in the Chest? I'm going to guess we kind of know what that's about. And more importantly, Zero to Hero, folks. One of the famous songs from Disney's Hercules. How can you not want to do that one? So I feel like we might scroll through and see what Potion 7's... Oh, Rock Around the Mountain, ROC for the type of bird. Just quality puns, and that's great. So we're going to check on Potion 7 and what's in the chest as we scroll through, but we really want to get to Zero to Hero because that's the one we want. Okay, here we go. Going through. Potion 7, really short, so we'll read this one. They come upon a forbidden cave inside an abandoned alchemical laboratory. Much of the equipment has been destroyed, but there are a few tools and ingredients left. Burned pages are scattered across the workbench. Only a single legible sheet remains. That's the handout in the end. There's a cauldron here as well. Enough ingredients to follow the recipe once. The correct recipe is Kingswort soaked, Dragon Heart chopped, Belladonna bruised, Manticore spikes ground. If the characters get the recipe right, they prepare a potion of greater healing. If they get it wrong, it's a potion of poison. All right, and where are we here? What's in the chest? All right. Characters come across a small wooden chest. It's made of oak, has brass edge clamps, and is kept shut by a hasp and a drawbolt. A simple black meander pattern decorates the rim of each face, and danger is scrawled in charcoal across the front. If they throw open the lid, roll a d4. 1, boots of striding and springing. 2, 250 gold pieces worth of coins from an ancient kingdom. 3, a belt made of manticore leather with 4 silver vials attached. 2 vials are empty. 1 contains a potion of healing, and the other one contains a potion of fire breath. And the last one is a shadow demon emerges crying, "Free at last!" It immediately flees, and assuming it escapes, the characters hear reports of its terror in nearby towns. Okay. I want to point out that it's a manticore leather belt with 4 vials. Why couldn't it just be a manticore head? Why can't you give me a chest with a head in it when you have a title like What's in the Chest? I feel like that's a super small nitpick, but like everybody's expecting Gwyneth Paltrow's head in the box. And then Zero to Hero. While traveling the mountains, the screams suddenly fill the air. High-pitched shrieking grows in volume as a boy no older than 14 scrambles down the rocky hillside. He wears an ill-fitted helmet and carries an antique sword. As he continues to flee, a gigantic white-maned lion crests the ridge. The boy is Sinan, a villager from a nearby farm who decided to prove he was ready to be a hero by tracking and slaying a fleece-maned lion. Predictably, the lion proved too fearsome for him, and he runs towards home to escape. If the lion isn't stopped, it will pursue him back to his home and decimates the boy's entire family. If the party intervenes, the boy is awestruck by their power and asks if he can journey with them to learn how to be a true hero. And then we have our watery encounters. These ones didn't wow me as much as the other ones, but you can see we got Bad Trip, Birds of a Feather. We have one that's literally called Clash of the Titans. How much more on the nose can we get here? So I think we're going to go with Clash of the Titans because... Oh, Good Omens, right? Also a good one. All right, Birds of a Feather. Clash of the Titans. Here we go. As the characters travel the sea, they are caught up in a battle between 2 massive monsters. The characters need to avoid becoming collateral damage or involve themselves in the battle. Roll 1d3 to determine the nature of the encounter. These creatures flee the battle when reduced to half their hit points. Tomokratus is wrapped up in a battle with Palukranos, the 2 kind of big mythic creatures at the end of the book there, I think. The Kraken that knows Palukranos' appearance is an ill omen of destruction. If the characters aid Tomokratus, the Kraken thanks one of them with a blessing of your choice from Chapter 7 of the DMG. With the Hydra's appearance, Heralds is up to you, but Tomokratus may know something's about. Hythonia the Cruel battles a dragon turtle. The dragon turtle dragged the Gorgon out of her nearby island lair to battle in the waves so it can claim her treasure hoard. If the characters help the dragon turtle, it rewards them with a rare magic item of your choice. If they aid Hythonia, she rewards them with a divine secret of your choice. Tyrannus, a blue male dragon. Use the interesting that it's a male blue dragon, but use the adult bronze dragon stat block. That makes no sense to me. And Elronia, a female storm giant, battle over a shipwreck. They both found while hunting for treasure. A character who makes a successful DC 18 persuasion check as an action convinces both to stop fighting and talk through their differences and split the treasure. The characters help either creature, and the creature splits the treasure from the shipwreck with the creatures. If the there's some typos here, right? I don't know why a male blue dragon would use the adult bronze dragon stat block. Maybe I'm wrong, but that seems a little funky to me. And then if the characters help either creature, the creature splits the treasure from the shipwreck with the creatures. I think that's supposed to be with the characters. Art, coins, and gems with a total of 5,000 gold pieces. So that's super cool, right? It's a kaiju battle, and you get to be a part of it. That's awesome. And we got good omens. We'll read this one too. We're right here. As the party travels the coast, they spot two priests arguing and point at the ocean. If the characters approach them, they learn one is a cleric of Thassa and one is a cleric of Keranos. The pair recently witnessed a spectacular omen and are arguing over which god sent it. Rain without clouds fell from the sky and made a musical rhythm as it fell upon the waves. Then great golden dolphins wrapped in leaves leapt from the waters to dance among its notes. The characters can make a case for Thassa, for Keranos, or for any other god. When the characters have made their arguments, the clerics accept their answer and wish the party well. Characters who have participated in the debate and made a case for the god they worship increase their piety score by 1. So there you have it, folks. A couple of very interesting, and again, there are a total of about 70 of these total encounters, and they're all written with that quality of writing. And again, a lot of these, you might get one encounter, and you could, in theory, pull that same encounter multiple times and get different results each time, because they have, like, sometimes, as we saw, 3 to 8 different options in a given encounter. So very cool stuff. Again, I'll have a link in the description to the DMs Guild. It's a DMs Guild affiliate link, so if you do pick it up from my link, then a little piece of it comes back to me. It's also 25% off right now because of Christmas in July, so that's really cool. And again, don't be just held to a Greek mythology themed campaign or only Mythic Odysseys of Theros. These are great encounters that would work for any game that you have, your homebrew game. Obviously, they're going to have that sort of Greek mythology vibe to them because they're designed for that, but there's no reason that your own homebrew game couldn't have maybe some of this stuff happening. There's no reason you couldn't have a massive kaiju battle happen while the party's at sea. You could maybe have a town in your homebrew world that has sort of a Greek mythology vibe to that specific town, and then all of the city encounters would work well for that. So there you go. Thank you all so much for watching. A big shout out and a thank you to my good friend LB Hackemup, who I will have all of her social medias and stuff in the description, who helped me out with the chariot race intro bit. Also, she was fine. That fall was planned. I didn't know it was planned, but she planned to do it. And if you like LB, you can catch her with me every Wednesday night on my Twitch channel, streaming on the Rod of Seven Parts campaign. We're both players together, and my good friend Jordan, from Jordan with a silent PH in the middle, is the DM. Also, she'll be around for a few more intro bits for future DMs Guild stuff, so stay tuned. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.